more people are starting to say, I keep hearing about Waterloo. Like, what's going on up there? What's going on up there?
It isn't about empire building in this community. It's about movement building.
And he asked us a question. He said, you guys are from Waterloo, right? And we said, yeah. And he said, oh, then I know it works.
You'll like that answer. It's a fun answer. I won't tell you because you got to hear it live.
They do. You're adorable.
Jad and I are from a company called Magnet Forensics.
My name is John Baker.
It's Ted Hastings.
Okay, well, so this is my apartment.
Started for me probably in about grade 3.
We're all about making the online shopping experience better.
Every time it was ending, we kept saying, oh, it'd be awesome just to have our own beer, to start up our own brewery.
Well, I was recruited by Google.
And something happened, something magical happened probably in the first 2 or 3 years.
I used to be a professional lacrosse player.
We're 500,000 people.
But we had retained those small town values.
I started here in the city.
What Communitech has done.
So, since 2007.
And when I became mayor, one of the first things for me was that City Hall should be open to the citizens. That's what it's all about.
And so in the same way that it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a community to build a strong tech company.
It is 7:40 now on the Morning Edition. Good morning. My name is Craig Norris. You're listening to CBC Radio 1, 89.1 FM in Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge. It is a gorgeous sunny day out there. Filmmaker and local photographer Taylor Jackson joins me this morning in studio. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning. This all started in September of 2011. I was visiting a friend from China. He's from Waterloo, but moved to Shanghai to finish school and ended up starting his own company. His concept was simple: create a bike shop that built up the community around it. The more we talked about this idea of a business building up the community, we realized that that's exactly what Waterloo's all about. So when I got home from China, we started this journey to figure it all out. There are thousands of new startups each year, but what makes the ones from Waterloo any different? I'm not sure it's something we'll ever be able to nail down to an exact science, or duplicate in other places, but I know one thing for sure: there's no other place in the world like this one here.
Just to give you an example of how peculiar this place is. So once upon a time, this community had grocery stores. They had A&P, Atlantic and Pacific, very old brand. They had Dominion stores. You probably don't even remember Dominion stores. They had Loblaws stores. So they had A&P, Dominion, and Loblaws. These are the great national chains at the time. And every single one of them driven out of the community. Right? And where did they go? Why is there no Loblaws in Waterloo region? All over Toronto, all over, So one of Canada's leading grocery retailers, itself an entrepreneurial family. But what's it about Waterloo region that you can't find a Loblaws store? And you can't. It is because Loblaws was driven out. Now that's interesting, that a national brand in a small jurisdiction cannot overcome the local competition. Like how sophisticated local competition be when you volume, discounts, advertising, the whole bit. Well, they're all gone. Used to be 2 in downtown Kitchener, for example. Both of them gone. It was, of course, because there was a local entrepreneur, Mr. Zaire, who decided he could do it better, and the local community supported him, and that's why all of his community are Zaire's stores. Yes, owned by Loblaws, because the only way they could get back in the local community is to buy the local brand.
There was a cluster of small companies that had maybe half a dozen people in them, and there were probably about half a dozen of us. And folks like Jim Balsley, Randall Howard, Jim Estel, and a variety of others that were all part of the original group of companies.
And Google wasn't sure what we wanted to do here long term. Google just knew something amazing was happening here. Like when I talked to the people who actually chose this location before I came to Google, they were like, we're not sure what's going on, but we need to figure it out. It's really great. And right from day one, it was being involved in the community here, and being present in the community here means you need to be participative in building the community long term.
I ran a company in England, and then I moved to Australia, so I was actually living in Sydney, and I met a Canadian girl. It was just the perfect mix of everything that I really look for in a place. So I had arts and culture, technology and business, and it was just this amazing hybrid. I think one of the reasons that we love it here is it's the perfect place for us to bring up a family and start a business.
Great talent, both on the engineering side, sales and marketing.
There's an increasingly strong culture here in this community that builds on all of the entrepreneurship that this community is known for.
I got up this morning at 6:15, and I didn't know what I was going to do today. But I knew I was going to change things, that I was going to improve some things. I was probably going to screw up some things too. It comes with the territory. I mean, really, innovation and entrepreneurship is about failing forward. And as you learn from each little face plant, you go, okay, yeah, I shouldn't do that again. I'm going to try something a little bit different. The only time you really fail is when you stop. Everything else is okay. That's innovation.